In today's video, we will explore the reasons behind Peter Tosh's decision not to attend Bob Marley's funeral. Over the years, many have speculated that Peter's song, Burial, which includes the line about "one eye to come," was directed at Bob Marley. Indeed, Peter Tosh did not go to Bob's funeral, which has led people to connect the song to him. The lyrics also mention, "It's a big disgrace, how you rob up the place," highlighting how the brothers felt cheated out of their contributions to Bob Marley and the Wailers' albums. Peter continues with, "You robbed everything you can find. You even robbed the blind." While the Baird brothers weren't literally blind, they were unable to read, making them unaware of the contract they signed. However, the truth about Burial is that it was co-written by Peter Tosh and Bunny Wailer in 1968 when they were still friends with Bob Marley, long before Chris Blackwell disrupted their group. Therefore, the song was not aimed at Bob Marley. In fact, it appeared on Peter Tosh's album Legalize It, released in 1976, 5 years before Bob Marley's death. After Bob Marley passed away, radio DJs and sound system selectors began playing Burial more frequently, leading fans to mistakenly believe it was about Bob Marley. Additionally, some disillusioned Bob Marley fans have tried to portray Peter Tosh negatively, suggesting he was envious of Bob Marley. Perhaps Peter Tosh was simply a visionary who didn't benefit from his foresight. He was not a pacifist, he was a revolutionary. At the famous One Love Peace concert in 1978, he told a crowd of 40,000 that the only diploma you get in the cemetery is what's written on your tombstone. Peter Tosh believed in taking action. Standing at 6 feet 4 inches tall, often wearing a black beret and wielding a guitar shaped like an M16 assault rifle, he was the most militant member of the legendary reggae band, the Wailers. Next to him, Bob Marley appeared more like a pop star. That evening, as he approached the microphone in his black martial arts uniform, he delivered one of the most passionate and dangerous political speeches ever made by a musician, as the leader of the opposition faced him during a time when the nation was torn apart by violent political conflicts in its poorest areas. Peter Tosh cautioned that hungry people tend to be angry. Retribution was unavoidable, and it came 5 months later when he was taken to a police station and brutally beaten until his skull fractured and his arm, which he tried to use to protect himself, was broken. He survived by pretending to be dead. Today, Peter Tosh remains relatively unknown. The One Love Peace concert is remembered in history because Bob Marley brought Michael Manley and Edward Seaga on stage to shake hands in front of cameras. However, earlier courageous actions were not filmed because he had ordered American liquor pirates to stop recording that night. In the realm of popular music, Peter has often been overshadowed by Bob, the very person he taught to play guitar. After a long period during which the Jamaican establishment, shocked by his criticisms, nearly erased Peter Tosh from the island soundtrack dominated by Marley's tourist-friendly anthems, his legacy is now gaining recognition. It has been 37 years since Peter Tosh's tragic murder, where he was killed in his own home by someone he knew, exemplifying the desperate behavior he had warned Jamaica's leaders about. While Bob Marley's funeral was a major global event that brought Jamaica to a halt, Peter's burial was chaotic, with his mother having to disown one of the 2 fathers who showed up, and the service being disrupted by protesters, including one who urged the body to rise and open the casket. It remains uncertain how Peter Tosh, with all his revolutionary spirit, would have viewed these posthumous tributes and the establishment's attempts to reclaim his legacy. As early as 1979, he declined to perform in Israel due to his support for a Palestinian homeland. In 1987, just months before his murder, he released his own album, No Nuclear War, which posthumously earned him a Grammy. Renowned Jamaican music producer Bunny Lee, who was well acquainted with him throughout his career, noted that the themes in Tosh's work remain relevant today. Young people should view Peter Tosh as a significant revolutionary figure in music and as an individual who championed truth and rights. He famously stated, "Everyone is crying out for peace. No one is crying out for justice." He was unafraid to express his opinions, even when it ultimately cost him his life. Initially supported by his band, Word, Sound and Power, which included drummer Sly Dunbar and bassist Robbie Shakespeare, who together formed reggae's finest rhythm section, Peter released 7 solo albums. These included Legalize It, produced for Richard Branson's Virgin label, and Equal Rights, featuring the anthem Get Up, Stand Up, which he co-wrote with Bob Marley before their split from the Wailers. The 1974 departure of Bob Marley from Peter Tosh and Bunny Wailer, who had been working together as a vocal harmony group since 1963, caused tension between the remaining two, who refused to tour. Bob Marley referred to his backing band as the Wailers, which was seen as outrageous by Tosh and Wailer, akin to Mick Jagger forming a new band called Mick Jagger and the Rolling Stones. Both Tosh and Wailer felt betrayed by Marley for agreeing to this. After Marley's death in 1981, Tosh seemed to harbor resentment towards the legacy his close friend left on the future of Jamaican music. He even dismissed the notion that he had become the new king of reggae, stating there was nothing new about him, and he would never truly occupy that throne in the last 6 years of his life. Now, as Jamaica embraces an international reggae scene, it is slowly acknowledging one of its most challenging figures. However, the establishment in Jamaica has historically been reluctant to accept Peter Tosh, often viewing him as the crazy man, and this sentiment persists to this day. Peter Tosh and Bob Marley shared a bond that was powerful but also complex, and sometimes absence speaks louder than words. If this story moved you or made you see their legacy in a new light, drop a like and share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think Tosh was really saying by not showing up? Make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the untold stories behind the legends of reggae.